Wow. Excuse me. Interaction, animation. See what this is about. Okay, it's just showing zoom feature. That looks trippy. Oh my goodness, right? Wow. Oh my goodness gracious, that's some serious... Look at this diagram. Wow, that is craziness. Is this interactive? Doesn't appear so. Bars, lines. Let's see, I want to look up JS. Anime JS. That's new. Came to the top too. Must mean something good about it. Wasn't that fun? Anime is a lightweight JavaScript animation library with simple yet powerful API. Works with CSS properties, SVG, DOM attributes, and JavaScript objects. Oh, that's neat. Really? Why is it snap? Oh, that's cool. I guess that's intentional. Oh, look, I wasn't even reading what it was saying. Change begin right there, reverse loop, 3 begin. I like that, how they're walking you through, that's cool. Animate anything. Is that reacting? Sometimes you never know, like... Huh. CodePen collection, huh? Yeah, wow, okay. Target GitHub project, ES6 module, minified. Well, isn't that where I'm at? CodePen is where they... Okay. These are all... Oh, that was fun. Oh, that's cool. The other one was 3JS. Let's see what that was about. Ooh, a 3D library. That's gonna be way more complex, I would think. Examples. Animation cloth. Oh wow, that's cool. Oh wow, cool. You can. That spins it. That moves it side to side, up and down. That does like the radio. Oh, that's cool. Very cool beans. Oh, nice. Okay, so this one you can't do anything, so it's just purely no, or at least no mouse stuff. Obviously, I guess you can do. Oh, that's funny. Like how much weight he's got. 100% weight. Slow-mo as you walk away from the explosion. That's cool. It's coolness. Coolness in the cool. That's cool looking. I was gonna say, you gotta be able to. How close can they let you go? Oh wow, pretty close. Oh wow, that's weird. That's Funkadelic. Is this the source code? Oh, nice. Let's see. That can't be it. That's all it is for that whole thing? So you have orbit control. You have orbit control, GLTF loader. I don't know what that stands for. Draco loader. Oh, it is. Okay, so it's pulling in this other JavaScript, but not from this, I guess. That's just from their libraries, I guess. Right? Oh yeah, right. So scene camera. Yeah, I figured that one. Theirs is going to be way more complex than this one because this is more like 2D-ish. It seemed like. What do they got here? Examples. Wow, a lot of stuff. I thought it'd be kind of fun to build like a. Man, I got bit with a mosquito. Darn it. Don't want to scratch it too much, right? I think we're holding on. All right, so so those are cool. Handwritten SVG. Like, let's see. Well, when I did the search, let me see again. We got back, here's a whole, that's pretty old. Is there a newer 10 best JavaScript animation libraries to use in 2020? Let's see what this has to say. Grab your website, visitors. Oh, that's up there at the top, huh? Must be a good one. Let's start. This lightweight clocks 35,000 stars on GitHub. That's a good thing. Nicole, hola, ¿cómo estás? Working from a single powerful API. You can use it to animate with a built-in staggering system. It can make creating ripples, directional movements, follow through, and overlapping effects appear simple. How you doing tonight? I was looking at JavaScript like animation libraries. Yeah, I've never really done a lot. The animation I used to do back in the day was all in Flash. I loved Flash back when it was, you know, before it became an ad pop up in your face, ugly monstrosity. Still used, I guess, actually. People still utilize it, but now it's much more focused use cases, I guess. But yeah, still, I guess there's still a need. But I remember when like ActionScript first came out. Oh geez, now you're gonna make me translate this in Google Translate because my Spanish is minimal. Poquito. But how cool is Google Translate now, right? Very good, thank you for asking. Me and my wife did it because she speaks Spanish. She says she doesn't speak it well, which, you know, to other Hispanic people, you know, she feels like they would notice that she's not. And I'm like, yeah, but you know, you have like light colored skin, green eyes, and brown hair, and or light colored hair, and your last name's Hirsch. So you know, they probably just think you're a white girl anyway. They're like, look at this Weta, she speaks Spanish so good. Yeah. Babel, I'm relearning. I was fluent as a kid. Yeah. I'm doing. First, what I was saying is, yeah, Google Translate thing is pretty cool now. Like you can, it actually has a feature on there which doesn't work too shabby, called like conversational, and so it literally just push it and then like let her speak, and she would say like, you know, something in Spanish, and then it would then say it to me in the chosen like language, you know, and so you do have to set it, but then you can speak back into it, and it would then translate it, you know, back in, and so then you could just go back and forth. So she would just be like, "Te quiero con el herrero," and I would be like, and then it would be like, Linda thinks you're awesome. She loves you. And I'd be like, I love her too, whatever. And then they say like, muy bien, and speak to her in Spanish. It's like, I was like, that's cool. I was like, I can't wait to the day that, that it's literally just, well, I think the first thing is going to just be like earbuds, right? Which I think they already have something kind of like that, right? But where you just have it in your ear. And when it gets to the point where the AI is so good that it can actually, which it probably already is now if they tied it into AWS's, you know, Alexa or Google did it to their, you know, what do they call it? Google Home, whatever, right? So earbuds, though, that like just doesn't matter what language you speak, you just have it set to whatever your native language is, and whether it's French or Russian or anything, Islamic, boom, you hear it in English, and then of course they would, I guess, have to have one, or you have one that you can give or something, like maybe they're a pair, and then you give them and they put it in their ear, and then you can communicate, like something like, you know, I'm sure it's got to be there. There's no way that's not already possible. Whether it's actually something that they marketed already or something, I don't know. That's another story. But other than that, yeah. Today was pretty good. I don't know. I've been like, today was kind of weird. I like wasn't very motivated to do work. Like I kind of felt like I was a little stuck and a little bit like oh man, I don't even really know what I want to work on, kind of, and I have stuff to work on, but I kind of was like, I didn't really want to, I'm like, I don't even really want to work on that right now. And so then you kind of get stuck in a thing, and then you find yourself, I don't know, I just was like, just not very motivated for work, real work today. But yeah, trying to think if anything really interesting happened though. No, not really. Was messing around with this tool called Keycloak. I don't know if you've ever heard about it, but it's really cool actually, because it lets you set up for modern applications and services, open source identity and access management. So it basically lets you set up a local like instantiation of like an identity or access manager, like like how they do social login and stuff like that, but you can just do it like locally and emulate it and go and play with all the settings on how that's done. And so it's really cool. So like from a company standpoint, you could set this up on your server, and then you can have applications and stuff either federated, where basically you could set up a whole entire role structure where like the person logs in, and then they have roles into different applications at different levels and stuff, and that's all through like a single sign-on type thing. It just does a bunch of different, you can see down here, there's quite extensive like things, sponsored by Red Hat. I didn't even know that. Yeah, we use the Docker version because it's so easy. Keycloak on OpenShift. Ooh, I need to look at that. But it's really cool to mess with actually. So you can like set up your own applications, and you can set up this whole identity thing so that it like goes out and authenticates through the Keycloak server and then sends it back. And you can set up whatever you want. You could do certs, you could do tokens, you could do just username and password, you could do social login if you wanted to. It's really neat. It's a little bit out of the realm of doing like application development per se, but it is part of being able to provide authentication to applications at like an enterprise level. You could like the Air Force is using this Keycloak thing to do their authentication into some of the tools that they have, like Mattermost, like they host their own Mattermost and stuff, yeah, so it was pretty neat. I never messed with it before, not really ever been on that side of it. Oh, it's like Cognito for AWS. Yeah, I guess you could say so, but it's really so, do they have like a picture diagram mode or something? It's really nice though. Like AWS, see, like here, it's really just pretty simple. This is it. Like you have clients, you have realms, roles, and so it's pretty clean and really simplistic. And these pages, each tab and stuff, like there's really not a lot of options on each one. So it's like, it feels really ingestible right off the bat, where AWS is kind of like, holy shit, like you're super overwhelmed as soon as you hit the dashboard in AWS, right? It's like, oh my God, I have all this stuff, like what's the dealio? Which is cool, but if you're not comfortable with tools and everything else, it can be really overwhelming. I think it's still overwhelming to me, because I don't really feel like I have a really good grasp on AWS at all. Like I think I can get through, and somebody said, hey, I need you to set up something in AWS. I think I could probably, through enough Google searches and whatnot, get through. But that's just more having experience, you know, like doing integration stuff, right? I think if you're a tinker or somebody that likes to troubleshoot things and things like that, then like you can kind of get through a lot of that stuff if you're not afraid to. Like I think a big factor, right, Nicole, in like this world is like not in this world, but in the world of IT and development and stuff, like having the confidence to just say like, I know I can get that done, like I can do that, you know, is a big part, I think, because you can like I've preached before, you know, like you really can, you know, learn any of this stuff, you know. It's everything is so accessible now too. It's not like all this stuff is hidden behind closed doors. I mean, you know, AWS is wide open for you to use all their services for free, and so is like Google Cloud Services, and so is Azure, and you know, like they all just want you to go play with their shit, you know, and like that did not come across right. Want you to go play with their tools. That might not come across right either. Go play with all their software. Oh my goodness, I'm an idiot. But having the confidence is key, but making sure you don't fuck up your system is big. Yeah, but isn't that that's what I really am. That's what I really love about the whole cloud thing, you know, and Docker and that stuff, because you literally just, you know, something happens, blow it away, spin a new one up. It's so good. It's kind of like how like virtual machines, right? When those became really popular, people were like, "What? I can just clone that sucker, man, and just there you go. Have a repository of cloned systems or whatever, and oh, you messed that one up. It's not configured right. It can't figure it out, or you injected some craziness into it that you just cannot figure out, right? Boom, just blow that sucker away, spin up a new VM, and good to go, right? Now, like Docker and stuff, it's even easier. Just containerization in general. Docker just happens to be, right, the most popular one, but there are other, like I think Podman, right, is what Red Hat uses. But you know, just containerization in general is like the new and improved, because you can really do pretty much anything with them. They're really cool. And it's not so far from what I've seen. Now, I think obviously as you dig deeper into any of these technologies, they can get quite complex, but like a lot of them are really ingestible. That's my second time saying that tonight. Right up front, like Docker, I was like, oh man, this is kind of crazy. And once I just like kind of, I don't remember who it was or what, I read something when I just thought about it literally like a container, like a shipping container, right? Everything's boxed up inside, you know, or even just like, you know, anything, just it's just a thing, like everything is all just stacked inside this, you know, space, and you can configure it and you just tell it like, no, this needs node and this needs this, and then it just creates it all for you. Really cool. You know, and then you build your own applications, you know, and you can separate them, you know, like get into like the kind of microservices architecture where you break down all your Docker containers images to small bits, you know, and have just, I just have APIs, you know, in containers. I just have the database in a container. I have my application that just runs in a container. And then you get into that whole kind of microservices architecture and all that jazz. So I was looking into like animation libraries, because I wanted to just do something different and fun, like just something, yeah, you know, something different. I just think it's kind of cool to hop around, you know. CodeHustlin, we're just doing a little bit of everything. It's how we roll up in this joint. Yeah, he said roll joint. Sorry, that's old Beavis and Butthead, right? Beavis. I don't do his voice very well. Here's a list of JavaScript animation library. It feels like if I talk like this, it's kind of like Christopher Walken, right? A little bit. I need to work on that. That kind of is close. Do all the things, right, Nicole? Do them all. Who cares? Do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I think it just makes you a better all-around. Well, I just am such a. I guess I'm just such a nerd. I never realized it, but I was talking to my wife and she's like, "You've always been a nerd," and I'm like, "No, I wasn't." And she's like, "Yes, you were." She's like, tell me about the stuff as a kid. Tell me." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. Yeah, I had like a like scanner radio and listened to like the different like frequencies and all that stuff." And she's like, "Yeah, keep telling me about what again? What are you saying again about you weren't a nerd?" And I'm like, I guess you got me. Not a nerd in school, but I was, I guess, a nerd in other ways. So I was like, yeah, not that there's anything wrong with being a nerd. Love it. But it's funny how that became a popular thing, Nicole, right? Like when I was in high school, honestly. So, I graduated in 96. So in those years, like being a nerd was although my school was really small, so like there wasn't really a lot of bullying or anything like that. It was pretty laid back place, and the principal was like really chill. So it was like kind of anyway. He was kind of a hippie, I think, which worked out for us. It was kind of nice. But yeah, so what was I saying? Jeez Louise, my mind is so all over the place right now. Just kind of like, ooh, squirrel. So funny story. I was popular. Nice, Nicole. I believe it. Now, I talked to everybody because I'm very social. It's funny. Like that's not where I get, like I have my own anxiety and stuff, like most people it seems like these days. And mine's gotten worse as I've gotten older, which is kind of crazy. But I don't have like social anxiety at all. Like I can go into a crowd and just hey, what's up, how's it going, like don't know anybody, walk out with 20 friends. I don't do a good job at staying in contact with people though. Like that's some of my bad traits. Like I'm really bad about keeping up with friendships and stuff like that, as much as now granted it's not like it goes away, because of course as soon as you see or talk again you're like, what's up, right back to but I'm just really, I feel like my nerdum didn't kick in until I graduated. Me too, Nicole. I kind of felt like that too. I kind of felt like once I, honestly, not even till I really feel like let me think about that for a second. Like when did I actually really feel like kind of like I was really getting into just and going full blown like, I guess it was kind of, yeah, when I started with the web, like the webmaster job, the first job that I think kind of like that's where the started to feel like it a little bit more. And then I think when I lived in England for those 3 years, because that's really where I started really doing coding, and really like understanding what a database was and what database schemas were and how you map out relations and relationships in between tables and lookup tables, and then really getting into all that back end databasing and stuff, and really writing like back-end code that was really for the first time ever that I had ever left the front-end world of web development. And I even at that point not really done much JavaScript or anything, really just a lot of CSS, a lot of HTML. And then when I got to England, they were doing a lot of their applications in Cold Fusion, which is an Adobe product, which is kind of like ASP.NET, where it looks like HTML, but like you can put stuff you know, in it that allows you to pass data and bind data to the front end. So, and that was in like 2007, 8. So the technology, you can imagine, like there really wasn't all these great JavaScript framework. Node.js didn't exist yet, you know. But yeah, I think that's where I really started kind of like, that's when I first, like, I think got like my first like kind of like nerd t-shirt, you know what I mean? Like something that, like a coding shirt and stuff. And I think that's when I started like, oh, this is, you know, like, and I just really started getting into the whole culture of it as well, you know. And then I think it just progressed from there. But yeah, I think that's, you know, that was a good kind of fun to think about that. Like you don't really ever think about stuff like that, right, Nicole, until you're kind of just sitting around reminiscing, and then you're like, oh, you know, yeah, this kind of, when did I really, because so I mean I was in my, how old was I? See, this is my bad math. So 2007, and it's 2020 now, right? So how many is that? 13? 13 years ago? I was like 30? So yeah. So I guess I was around that age. Even though I was doing like tech stuff before that, I don't, that was when I kind of feel like I felt like I was like really like nerding out and like felt like I was part of it. I always kind of felt like I was never like, I like, again, I talked to everybody, but I kind of always kind of also felt like I never really fit in with anybody either, if that makes sense. Like I talked to the sports jocks and stuff and people, and then the nerds and the thing, and I got along with everybody, but I just kind of like never felt like I was in, like fit with a group, you know. So it's just kind of like one of those things. I can't type. I know, me too. I can't type either. That's the one class, Nicole, that I always said I wish that I would have taken in high school, was keyboarding. Actually, they had it, and I was like, I think I was even in it, I feel like, and then I was just like, nah, this is stupid. If I would have known. If I would have known. So the first two libraries here, Nicole, that for 2020, as they say, best JavaScript animation libraries for 2020. Let's see what Priya has to say. Anime.js was the first one. That's cool. I looked at it that a little bit. Velocity. The best of jQuery. No, we don't want to do no jQuery. Hot motion. Oh, Muhammad lurking in the background. Nice. Plus, the font is so small here. Oh, on the chat, it's small. Is P5 on that list? P5. Let me see. 3JS is Green Sock JS. I like their little superhero guy with like one boot and the other one's off. That's kind of funny. Let's see. P5. I don't know. Annie.js. That's another one. Elaborate ways you web app coding. Mo. Oh, I like that the way this kind of looks. Mo.js. Get some Mo.js, yo. Let's do it. Do it. What does this do? Motion graphics is a big part of playing animations. Is one option which can make it impact with a number of tutorials and demos. Curve editor, timeline editor. Okay, well, we're just looking still. 5 is, oh, we got 2 more to go. Scroll reveal. That sounds very specific. And typed JS. No, oh, wait. Oh, I thought it said, oh, 10 plus. Lottie by Airbnb. Lottie is a lightweight animated graphics format. I'm assuming they did them in order. Wouldn't you say? Right? Wouldn't you say that's the from best to this list? You may also be interested in looking up JavaScript libraries and frameworks. No, I'm not. So let's go. Oh, I think I have it up still, right? So here is Anime.js. Let's go take a gander at the documentation. Oh, I love this stuff. Let me just let you. CSS selector, DOM node node list, JavaScript object, array. So those are targets. It says, so this is a CSS selector. What is this? So can be any DOM node or node list. Query selector item, okay. And this is doing, I love when they, they just kind of stick with the standard vanilla JavaScript stuff too. Like they don't try to integrate any other, and then they just do their own. Like this is just one of their functions, right? So anime, so targets is elements, which is our DOM node demo thing here, right? And then translate x270. So what does that mean? Oh, hey now, hold on. Supposed to be this one. So translate x, so it moves it along the x-axis. Is that 270 pixels, I'm assuming? Does it let you live update this? No, negative. Anime. Tell them, Nicole, right? Y'all need to step it up. You need to step up the game, yo. I need to be able to edit this inline and it update so I can see and mess with the example. Come on. No, very cool. No, I actually like their website. It's kind of nice and just clean. And it's red, my favorite color. So, can't go wrong with that. Oh, also notice using Microsoft Edge tonight because we read about the amazing, let's see, amazing, I feel like I'm going to get it. Christopher Walken, I need to practice. Amazing. No, I'm not going to be able to do it. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's just amazing. I'm gonna get there. We're gonna learn how to talk like him. That'll be fun. For me, it'll be fun for me. Everybody else is just, Sorry, code hustlers. You just have to deal with my wackiness. I would like to speak to the dev manager. You'd like to speak to the dev manager? I mean, I put my pants on one leg at a time. Except when I do, I make gold records. Oh man, never. I might be going a little delirious, without my wife around anymore. Hold on, let's see. Do I still have this going? I think I forgot to leave this. Oh, no, it must not be. I guess we shut it down. That's right. Never a dull moment with the Code Hustlers. That's right. Code Hustler. I'm telling you, once we make the live coders team, I'm going straight to C# Fritz. I've already dropped it a couple times on his Twitter. When he posts something, like he just posted something this morning about I owe you guys a 12-hour stream. And I said, yeah, sounds good. And then I was like, you should do a 12-hour code off or hackathon with sub teams of the live coders. And then I told him, I call Code Hustle's team name right now. Team Code Hustle, taken. Sorry, I'm asking for a lot. Not even on the team yet, But no, I thought that'd be a good idea, though, right? Like I was like, that would be fun, right? Because that's kind of like what the gamers do, right? Like you go on the gaming side of Twitch, and like there's a multitude of teams, right? So like, live coders could still be the overarching, and then within it. Now, granted, I think it's two because it previously was a smaller group, right? So. It's built up now. Now they're pushing close to 200 members, So I thought wouldn't that be cool? And maybe they've already talked about it, but like you have the live coders, right? But then within the live coders, you can have like teams, like small teams of like maybe 5 to 10 max, maybe 8, and then you can all have your own other jerseys like for your team, and then you could do all like these kind of like competitive you know, code offs and tech things. Like it doesn't have to, it could be like team could go like build the best mechanical keyboard or something, you know, and like you know, so it doesn't have to be all coding, because obviously they do a lot of other things on the live coders other than just code. A lot of people do other tech stuff, right? So I don't know, I just thought that'd be like so much fun. Mm-hmm. It's kind of what I think, Nicole. That's why like when that's why I don't just like too like I don't just go out like on like Twitter and just say, hey, live coders, you should do this. I just kind of wait, like, and then like when I see an opportunity like that, when he's like, oh, hey, I'm going to stream for 12 hours, I'm like, that's awesome. But you know what would also be cool? Slide that in there real quick. Mr. Fritz, let me just slip that in. Just put it in the nugget right in the back of your mind there. And you'll go, what was that? Maybe we should do it. First, I got to get there, though. Got to get there. Got to make the team. All right, cool. What is this? So this is how you can target DOM node or node lists. All right, that's pretty straightforward. So what does it mean by JavaScript object? Oh, what? So a JavaScript object with at least one property containing a numerical value. And so it selects that battery, charged, and cycles, right? This is a string for that, I got percent. So, and then anime is the target's battery, charges 100, cycles 130, round 1, easing linear, update, so log element, so then the element's inner HTML. I don't get that. What do you use this for? I don't know. What is it doing, man? Come on now. Talk to me. Talk to me, goose. Actually, there's a streamer, right? A guy that does coding. That's his handle. Talk to me, goose. All his little emojis that he has for his channel are all these gooses with like sunglasses on. They're really cool. So I don't get what this yet. So far, I don't. Oh, okay. Wait a second. Wait a second. Of course I do. What am I talking about? So just yeah. I mean, this is. I get it. Why would it? Why did I not? Man. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Gerald, you are space cadetting it tonight. I'll tell you what. Space cadetting it. Call me Space Ghost. Okay, so an array containing multiple targets. So this has like a class thing, a DOM node, I mean, and an object. So they're doing a query selector, that, targets. Why does everyone want to be a goose? I don't know. Because they're silly? Dad joke number 1 for the evening. I like that one. Oh my goodness. Properties, CSS properties. So, oh, that's neat. That's neat. Like a transform. Now, you can do that, right? Like just I think in CSS alone, can't you? Most CSS properties will cause layout changes or repaint and will result in choppy animation. Prioritize opacity and CSS transforms as much as possible. As much as possible. Okay. I mean, that looks pretty... So, anime target is that, left 240, background, radius, and easing. Cool. I'm just kind of like perusing around, you know? Perusing around. I don't know. You know what we didn't... I never did... Well, that's okay. And we might not even, I'm just kind of like, I don't even know what I want to do, so I just was like checking stuff out. So what could we do? Could we, ooh, what is that? Oh, that looks, I was like, what is that? It looks like, nope, we don't need that. Yeah, the 3JS stuff is obviously quite a bit more extensive, being that it's 3D. How cool is that? Nice. Walking. What else has he got? Oh, dancing. Let's see. Get down. Oh, he's gonna break dance. Word. So cool what people do, huh? Death. Poor guy, and his head fell off and everything. Just horrible. Sitting. Standing. What else we got? Walking. Idle. What's idle? Just hanging out. Head bobbing. Walking. Running. Either run. That's cool. What else we got here? Camera. Man, this is like... Oh wow, that's kind of funky. Decals. What does it mean by decals? Dude, that's trippy looking. That's kind of scary, huh? He's Wally, right? It is. It kind of did look like Wally. It's like, that's such a good movie, huh? With a good message. If only the right people would pick up on it. So that says decal splatter. I'm assuming that means that this, like, wow, they really went to town on this dude. Look, like moles and like razor bumps and stuff. Man, that looks pretty crazy. Oh wow. Oi. A little wax in there. Let's get that out there. Very cool. What do we want to do? Oh yeah. I did want to see this real quick because didn't I have? Oh my goodness. Where is my? Oh, that's weird. All right. The code can't. It's a code in. Look at all its advertising. Continue with Google. What did I start? I think I signed in with GitHub, didn't I? What? Was that loud enough? Did you capture my password? Go steal my GitHub with all its greatness. Have you signed into your account? Happy coding. You have signed into your account. Okay, cool. Nice. React. What? Oh, wow, we never even finished going through it. We stopped at the bind this to a class method. We'll have to finish that out. Can't be a quitter. Not right this second, we don't have to do it, but you know. Can't just be leaving that like that in the dust. Now, the only thing that does kind of stink is I don't think, I talked to some people and they don't go into, they do not go into hooks, which was a little disappointing. Maybe, hopefully they'll be catching up. Here's the project. Oh, build a drum machine. Now, when you do this, do they help you, or am I gonna have to like have done all the other stuff to know what the heck I'm doing? You can use any mix of HTML and jQuery. Oh my goodness. Complete this project. Oh wow, no, you must know what you're doing to do this thing. Oh wow, okay, so you gotta like do a code pen. That's cool. Though, you build the project on CodePen, right? And then you paste the link in there, and then that's how they get the solution. And if you do, and you that's cool. Yeah, Shemi does these all the time, right? Shemi had to do that, and there was no help. Yeah, I just read that. I was like, it's like you can use a mix of whatever you want. You're like, yeah, you better have gone through all of this course before you got here, right? Because they're not even just talking about JavaScript stuff. They're talking about um, SAS and and everything, all kinds of, because you have to build the whole. So yeah, that's a pretty extensive thing. Good for him. Did he finish out the? Did you watch until the end? Did he? I know. I think he did the calculator recently, right? I think I heard or I saw him say that. See, this is where I think they get into some of the like visualization stuff. Like I think, see, they do like D3, data visualization with D3. I think data visualization is so cool. You know, taking D, cool, right? Yeah, the calculator, nice, nice. How advanced of a calculator do they do? Is it just a regular, like pretty basic calculator, or does it get into, or does it just do like, multiplication, division, so on and so forth? This might be interesting. I might go through this actually. This would be kind of cool. Learn something. They do such a good job, I think, of kind of getting you introduced, and then you don't have to mess with anything. It's all right there. You can just start rocking and rolling through it. I think I might try this out. There's even some other data visualization projects. So look, we'll be able to then afterwards. We should be able to. We probably have to do. I wonder if this would be kind of good one too, huh? Check that out. All the API stuff, JSON APIs and Ajax. Ooh, I like it. I like it. That's why CodeCamp is such a good. They just really dig into all the stuff I want to do. It's a regular calculator, which is awesome, right? That's why that's my joke, right? To people, I always tell them, because we're dyscalculia. Me and Nicole, I'm claiming it. Nicole, I got it. I'm going for it. 43. It's what I got. Dr. Nicole told me so. But I do appreciate that article, though. That was actually pretty insightful. And I need to maybe read a little bit more about it too. Just kind of like dig a little bit more into. Have you looked in a little bit deeper into that? I'm gonna click the introduction here. Go to the first lesson. Okay, let's do it. Data-driven documents. I like it. Let's get started. Piece. All right. I mean, if you fit most of the markers, then you probably do. Yeah, I think, like I said, I really believe there was only like two of the markers that just didn't really align as much, but everything else seemed to be kind of a fit. So, but yeah, did you learn anything more about it other than what was in that article alone? I'm like, I meant to do it on my own, so my own laziness, but been a little busy lately, been trying to get the house ready to move. I was tested and I spent roughly 8 hours testing. I have a 20-page report that I have to keep with me. Wow. That I have to keep with me. Meaning, what do you need? Why do you have to keep the report with you? So that if you need to claim, like, is that for, are you in school right now? I don't know why I feel like I'm. D3 has other methods that let you add and change elements in your document. So, add document elements to D3. Okay, with D3. So D3 has several methods that let you add and change elements in your document. The select method selects one element from the document. It takes an argument for the name of the element you want and returns an HTML node for the first element in the document that matches the name. Here's an example. Const anchor D3 select A. So they want to select the anchor tag, right? The above example finds the first anchor tag on the page and saves an HTML node for it in the variable anchor. You can use the selection with other methods. So the D3 part of the example is a reference to the D3 object, which is how you access D3 methods. I will work with the psychologist on how to navigate the world now, moving forward. It affects every aspect of my life, including work. Well, it's good that you know, and now you have some tools, right, to hopefully help with that. I guess I've been pretty lucky to kind of, you know, navigate around in my career and really have avoided having to really ever really do anything with math too much. So in that case, I guess I've really been and nothing that I've really done has required me to be very proficient in it as well. So I've just been real lucky, I guess, in a lot of ways ever since I got out of school, you know, just. But I'm sorry that it affects you so much, you know. It just all these things like anxiety and all, it just really sucks. Just, you know, it really just messes with your whole life, you know. And you know, it just adds another thing that you have to worry about or take care of or deal with, you know. And but you know, I guess that's life, right? So we just have to do the best we can and try to stay as positive as we can. Hopefully we help each other stay positive, you know. Nicole, that's, I think, such a huge part, right? Is that's why I keep coming on here and stuff too. I think it's just, I think it helps, you know. I think it really does help with the anxiety and with, you know, so it's a good stuff. Good to stay connected, good to help hopefully keep other people positive and motivated. Like I said, you know, today I was a little down at work, you know, not whatever. It's good sometimes when you have somebody there say, hey, you know, it's all good. Like, everybody has those days. You'll hit it tomorrow. You'll be good to go, you know. And you're like, yeah, no, you're right, you know. And so it's just good to just have somebody just understand or listen sometimes, you know, right? My son's French bulldog is the loudest little dog. It sounds like a piglet. Like, it literally, you can hear him. You hear? And then she sounds like she's dying. Like, and it's like, because, you know, they weren't bred right. Their faces are squished in, and, you know, they nostrils now don't have good air passageway. So she's like, like she's like can't get in her breath, and like, and then she's like, her allergies, I think. So she's always like, not to gross in, but like mucus, you know, she's always like swallowing it and like stuff. So I just like, poor dog, man. Jeez Louise, they just didn't do you any service with breeding. But it actually was my son's wife's dog before they got married. When they were just dating, she had little Harley from a puppy, and then but then when they had to go to Japan, it was just too crazy of all the things that they require. So they asked if we would be grandparents to little Harls. She's a sweetie. She's like 9 years old too, so she's up there. In the like, they don't. I think their max years are around like 13, I think ish, 12, 13. So, but you know, she's pretty stressless life and eats well and stuff. So, you know, she's probably do all right. So let's see here. So that does a selection of an anchor tag doing the d3.select. So the above example finds the the d3 part of the example is a reference to the object, okay, which is how you access the methods. So two other useful methods are append and text. This is similar to jQuery-ish type things, and who knows, maybe that's what's on the back end. The append method takes an argument for the element you want to add to the document. It appends HTML node to selected item and returns a handle to that. So the text method either sets the text of the selected node or gets the... Yeah, it's very much jQuery-like. I'm kind of really wondering if that's what's actually on the back end of D3. Maybe. Who knows? Here's an example that selects. The goal is to change careers and go back to school. And is the career happen to be in development? Here's an example. So D3 allows you to change several elements together. Yep, just like that. Use select method to select the body tag in the document, then append an H1 to it and add the text learning. So D3 dot select body, right? It said, and they're saying to do and then append an H1. So append H1 to that, right? And then what else is this? And then the text, right? So we're basically just copying what is up there. So this is like method chaining, very similar to what you used to do in jQuery. So this should be quite familiar to most people if you've done jQuery before. So D3, booyah, booyah, there we go, right? Okay. We can run the test. I think we've passed this, right? Nice, like vanilla ice. All right, stop, collaborate, and listen. Ice is back with my brand new inventions. It was the jam when I was a kid. Old, what's his name? Van Winkler, right? Interesting individual. Rob Van Winkler, right? That's his name. Yeah. All right, select all the L1s. So let's see, this is the same thing as before, right? Select all method, but it selects all of them instead of just one of them, right? So select all the L1s. So we'll do d3.select oh my goodness, all, right, it says, and then all the L1s, LIs, all the list items, and then what do they want me to do? And change their text to a list item. Sure. Capital, lowercase, not lowercase. All right. Boom, yeah, that'll work. Let's see, they're gonna pass us. All right. Sweetness. All right, now we're getting into some of the stuff. Let's see what happens here. This is just pretty just much I think they're showing you all this stuff because you're gonna have to select all these items, right, or these elements, and then you're able to then apply like visualization things to them and stuff, right? I'm assuming that's what's going to happen. So D3 library focuses on data-driven approach. So when you have a set of data, you can apply D3 methods to display it on the page. Data comes in many formats, but this challenge uses simple array of numbers, right? So the first step is to make D3 aware of the data. The data method is used on a selection of DOM elements to attach the data to those elements. The data set is passed as an argument to the method. A common workflow pattern is to create a new element in the document for each piece of data in the set. D3 has the enter method for this purpose. Okay, so when enter is combined with the data method, it looks at the selected elements from the page and compares them to the number of data items in the set. If there are fewer elements than data items, it creates the missing elements. Okay, So here's an example that selects a unordered list element, and then what the heck? Oh, that was weird. My mouse just stopped for a second. That was strange. That was strange. He's performing in Texas this week or next week. Oh, Vanilla Ice. Nice. He's back on the train. Huh? He's getting back onto the music. Yeah, doesn't he do, he's doing like heavy metal like stuff, right? I think. Oh, I need some more coffee. I'll finish this one and then I want to go grab a refill real quick. So so when enter is combined, okay, so we saw that. That's cool. So then it adds even the missing ones. So here's an example that selects the unordered list and then creates a new list item based on the number of entries in the array. Okay, cool. So we're gonna do our d3.select, right? Because I'm assuming this is what they're gonna want us to do here. Let's see. Yes, right. It may seem confusing to select elements that don't exist yet. Well, okay, whatever. But this code is telling D3 to first select the UL on the page, right here, right? First select it on the page. Next, select all list items, which returns an empty selection. Then the data method, right here, right, reviews the data set, this right here, and then returns the following code 3 times, once for each item in the array. The enter method sees there are no li elements on the page, but it needs 3, 1 for each piece of data in the dataset. So new li elements are appended to the ul and have the text new item. Oh, very nice. Isn't that special? Select the body node, then select the H2 element. Select the body node, then select all H2s. All H2s. So we'll go to the next line here, right? Select all, right? H2s it said to do. H3s? No, we don't want H2. We said H2s. And then each item in the data set. So ours is still the same. Data is data set, right? And enter, right? And then they're saying, right? Then the text in H2 should say new title. Your code should use the data and enter methods. Yep. Okay. So select all, right? Just like that, same thing. And then we have to do the append, right? Of oh wait, yeah, no, right? H2s, right? Oh, why did that happen? And then text, right? And then we just say like, what do they want it to say? New title. They're very picky about their stuff being correct, are they not? All right, I think we got that. I do like that. That's pretty cool that it does a little quick you know, hey, you don't got H2s on the page, so we'll just go ahead and create them for you based on the number of, that's pretty cool. And I could see how that would be, right? Like you get some data in, you don't know how much of that data is going to exist. So then, oh, and that's interesting too, actually, right? The data method reviews the data set and runs the following code. Is the data set always have to be an array? That's a good question. Probably not, but we'll see in the next one again. Okay, so we'll not try to guess ahead too far. Let's see what we got. Oh, And I said I was gonna go get coffee really quick. Can you hold on for just 2 seconds, please? Please don't leave me. I'm all alone. I need a friend. I need a good. I'm sorry. Okay, syntax on FCC has been the absolute death of me. Okay, I'm gonna ask you what that means when I come back. Jeez Louise, I had this thing, I had it on mute the whole time. My microphone. Duh. I was like, hey Nicole, check it out. Check out what I got. I was like, but you can't see it on there. It looks much better in person. I posted it on Twitter. Let me see if I can get the. It's like weird sometimes. You see how the. Ooh, now it's all funkadelic. See, look at the background's like kind of. See, there you go. Like, see how it like needs to adjust sometimes. It's funky. It's funky. Funky. It's so pretty. Well, thank you. I'm gonna send you out some. Send you out some. So yeah, now we got a couple different ones that can. call them JavaScript diversity stickers. I don't know. Does that sound right? Or they could be like LGBTQ plus JavaScript stickers. That's a lot of acronym, or a lot of it's a lot of letters. Yeah, they're not too bad. I thought they came out good. I think the what I was gonna say is when I realized that I was still on mute was I'm like I was like might have been better. I don't know. I don't know. I was like the border. I was thinking like maybe the border shouldn't have been black. Maybe it should have just been like a little bit of a offset color of the yellow for the back. But you know, it's all good. Letters. Oh, because I was saying, I was like, I call it the JavaScript diversity sticker, but I was like, or there could be the, you know, LGBTQ plus sticker, but then it'd be the JS LGBTQ. It's a lot of letters. Like, that's the longest acronym in the world. All right, what are we gonna do here? We're gonna learn some working with dynamic data in D3. The last two challenges covered the basics of displaying data dynamically with D3 using data and enter methods. These methods take a data set and together with that with the append method create a new DOM element for each entry in the data set. Sorry, I'm just making sure not anything important, you know. Since my wife's not here with me, I gotta like check the phone more often to make sure, you know, nothing's going on. She's all the way in Texas. All right, so in the previous challenge, you created a new H2 element for each item in the data set, right? But they all contain the same text, so that's boring, right? So new title. This is because you have not made use of the data that is bound to each of the H2 elements, okay? So the D3 text method can take a string or a callback function as an argument. Ooh. So in the example above, the parameter D refers to a single, or this is actually the parameter D here, refers to a single entry in the dataset that a selection is bound to. Okay. So using the current example as context, right? The first H2 element is bound to 12. The second H2 element is bound to 31. And the third H2 element is bound to 22. Gotcha, right? So change the text method so that each H2 element displays the corresponding value from the dataset array with a single space and USD. For example, it should say 12 USD. Okay, so let's just delete that, do that. It says so this is it says that this is a callback function, right? So you can do that's really interesting. Okay, so you can do this. It's saying, I believe, right? And then right? That'd be right. 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 That'd be right on. All right. So cool. Call back your function. Nice. You could make that output anything, right? Change the text method so that each H2 element displays. Yeah, we did that. We're gonna pass this. Nice. Nice. Next challenge, right? So this is gonna hopefully get more and more to where they actually start showing us some more visualization. D3 lets you add inline CSS styles on dynamic elements with the style method. The style method takes a comma-separated key value pair as an argument. Here's an example to set the selection's text color to blue. Add the style method to the code. And they would like us to do font and what is it, comma? Yeah. And we're done, yeah. Okay. We're done. That's it. Just adding on methods. Methods on methods on methods. Chain in the methods. Chain, chain, chain. Chain of methods. Chain. No. I don't think that's how the original went. Or maybe that is how the original went. Yeah. Although I don't think that methods probably existed back then, maybe. What year was that released? Alright, so what's going on here? Change styles based on data. We did that, right? So D3 is about visualization and presentation of data. It's likely you'll want to change the styling of elements based on the data. So you can use a callback function in the style method to change the styling for different elements. So for example, you may want the color a data point blue if it has value less than 20 and red otherwise. You can use a callback function in the style method and include the conditional logic. The callback function uses the D parameter to represent the data. Okay, so what do they want us to do? Take over the world here with a so add the style method, right? And then in the editor to set the color of the H2 element conditionally. So they're gonna want this, right? I'm gonna go like that anyway because I think it looks. Oh wait, can you not? Style's not defined. Is it not style? It is, right? Oh wait, it helps if you actually chain it properly. That would help. That would help, you know. Gotta chain that sucker. Chain it. D3 says. So we're adding the style. We did that. We got the callback function in there, right? That's what I am assuming they want. And then they want us to do the logic. So it's saying if, well, and you could do, right? They said you could just do ternary, which then would allow us to not do it like this, right? This would probably be a little cleaner if we just did implicit return, right? And we said, how does this work again? I always forget. I always forget the ternary. So what is it? Your D, and what do they want us to do? If the data value is less than, how do we do that? It's D. Do you just do it like this? D less than, oh sorry, less than 20, this, you do something, right? Else, something else, right? Is that right? I always forget. We'll see. We'll see. Otherwise, we'll have to look it up. Well, it's not complaining, actually. So what am I doing? Write the callback function. So if the data value is less than 20, I'm doing D less than 20. It returns red, otherwise green. Returns red, otherwise green. But do they, I'm assuming they mean well, how do they want you to do? Oh, okay, I see. I didn't notice that. So this takes a parameter before that is the interesting. Okay, so that takes like the style. Did it say that in the beginning? The style method is not limited to setting color. It can be used with other CSS properties as well. Yeah, okay, I figured that. So color is the font property to change its color. So that makes sense. So that's cool. So then you just do that, and then you're saying if D less than whatever color, red, else green. And look, I remembered my ternary operator. Oh yeah! I'm so proud. I always forget syntax, but again, that's what I say. You don't have to memorize syntax. Just look it up. But it's fun if you remember. Just remember that you can do it, right? That's the thing. Remember the concepts. Concepts. I'm sorry to derail us, but I have read this 3 times now, and I need help in understanding. It's not clicking. Let's do it, Nicole. We are here to help. No, don't open up. Don't open up. Oh, stop. No, Chrome, go away. You're going to kill everything. We're going so smooth. Quit Google Chrome. Sorry. I'm going to copy that link. Said I'm going straight edge tonight. No. Oh, that's not what I was doing. Why is this not letting me copy? I'm gonna get this. I don't know why it's having so much trouble. There we go. I couldn't copy that out of the chat for some reason. It was acting all funkadelic. Okay, so what do we got here? Oh, okay, applied accessibility. Make screen reader navigation easier with the header landmark. Okay. This will be good. So let's see. You said you read it 3 times. Okay, so the next HTML5 element that adds semantic meaning and improves accessibility is the header tag. Yes. Not to be confused with the header tag. No, not to be confused with the head tag, right? So let's see. So it's used to wrap introductory information. But yeah, if that catches people sometimes, they're like, header tag, isn't there a header? The other one that's in the title, right, or where the title is at above the body, right, is the head tag, right, not the header tag. So the header tag is a new, like, HTML5 element for defining a header on your page, right? So we'll dig a little bit. Let's see. I don't know exactly yet, but you can tell me what is. So let's see what it's asking us to do. So it's used to wrap introductory information or navigation links for its parent tag, and works well around content that's repeated at the top on multiple pages. The H1 tag. Okay, let's keep. So this is what it says the header tag is for, right? It's used to wrap introductory information or navigation links. Like, I've seen it used a lot like that too, where you'll see this top of the page, header, right? Oh, I hate that they don't close it for you. Like that, right? And then in here, they'll have like nav, right? And then they'll have all their, whatever, UL, LI, crap, junk going on, right? Something like that, right? So this is one of the common things I've seen where they use header. So that would be, so Okay, so header shares the embedded landmark feature you saw with main, allowing assistive technologies to quickly navigate to that content. Okay, so the header is meant for use in the body tag of your HTML document. This is different than the head element. Yeah, I said that. Right. So Camper Cat is writing some great articles about ninja training and wants to add a page for them to his site. Change the top div. Let me delete this off here first. So it's saying change the top div that currently contains the H1 to a header. Ooh, right, we figured out. Oh, well, too late. I was like, I could have used the to that instead, and that's it. Right. So they wanted you to just wrap the H1 tag with the header tag. It's wanted that to be its parent. So what was not clicking? Just out of need help is understanding. It's not clicking. I've read that 3 times. I'm sorry. No, yeah. Yeah, let's figure it out together. What was the gotcha on that? Did you think that they wanted you to like change this to header, and you're like, why does that not seem right? Like that's not making it change to like a header look thing. So it's more about, right? It's more about semantics, right? And the screen reader looking through the page and it being defined in a way that makes sense to the reader and to the, and when I say so, the screen to make sense to the screen reader, in turn making sense to the user, right? Is div and header interchangeable? Yeah, I mean they are. So again, what this brings is when the, and man, I haven't messed with accessibility in a long time, but so what it's basically doing though is it's allowing you to define sections of the page and kind of like group them into parts, so that when the screen reader reads it, it's like header H, and it like, and so then it like knows like, okay, this is going to be, like basically this says that it's used to wrap introductory information or navigation links. So it's just, I think, allows the person that's leveraging the screen reader to give them, it gives them better feedback, so that it makes more sense when they're like when the screen reader is reading it back to them, what elements and stuff that they're going through. And so that's when the HTML5 like semantic stuff started coming out, where you could do like section and article. And so that just now makes, like, if these are just all divs, it's like, what's the div? What's in it? What's it about? I don't know. So when you start having things like this that are really kind of defining what the sections are, or what these parts are in your page, it just makes more sense to the person that's trying to get through it, or use it, I should say, right? It's all about the usability for the person with the disability, so that they can have accessibility. Woo! Woo! I'm ready to go on the road, man. I need to start a rap show. Telling you what. I tell you what, Bubba. I would make $0. Might be able to go on the Goofball Roadshow. Cool. Yeah, absolutely. So what are we doing here? Oh, right, we were doing, which we did. Boom, yeah, we're good. We can pass this test. Ternary in the house. Ternary, it's such a weird word. Ternary? 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 Using a lot of inline styles on HTML elements gets hard to manage. So even for smaller apps, it's easier to add a class to elements and style that class one time using CSS rules. Okay. D3 has the attribute method to add any HTML attribute to an element, including a class name. All right, I'll take it. The attribute method works the same way the styling does. It takes comma separated values and can use callback function. Here's an example to add a class container to a selection. So selection, attribute, class, container, okay. So note that the class parameter will remain the same whenever you need to add a class, and only the container parameter will change. Okay, I see. I see why that could be beneficial. All right, yeah, okay, so add the attribute method to the code editor. If you're gonna make me, I guess, attribute you to this, what, I don't know what I'm saying. Method to the code in the editor and put a class of bar on the div. All right, so class of bar, and there you go, rock and roll. So what did this do? So here's our class up here, right? Defining some simple CSS. And this basically just says give every div on the page, which will be, how many divs are we gonna have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? Right, shouldn't there be 9 divs? So is this why do I feel like why is that strange? How do I do that? Let me see. So if I inspect this real quick. Okay, that's what I thought. All right. So yeah, it is. See, it's all these little divs that are all pumping out to give it that, which I could see how that would be where you could, yeah, okay, we're getting there. I think they're gonna have some methods to do some nice little animations and whatnot. Let's see. Some data visualization. The previous challenges covered how to display data from an array and how to add CSS classes. You can combine these lessons to create a simple bar chart. That's what I was thinking. There are 2 steps to this. Create a div for each data point in the array, which we will do. Give each div a dynamic height. Okay, using a callback function in the style method that sets height equal to the data oh, okay, I see what's going on there. Word. Oh, I like that. That's nice. So, we're adding the style method, right? And then we're gonna do the CSS property, it says. So, right, we're doing class, right? So then I should be able to go like this, data, right? And they're saying to do what now? To add, oh wait, no. We want to do style. We want to do height, right? Because we want to affect the height, right? So, and then it's bam, magic. Look at that bar chart in the house. A bar chart in the house. So what? I said a bar chart in the house. So what if you did, because doesn't this also, didn't they say, ooh, hang on now. Didn't they say that, so wouldn't it be, because did text have a callback function on it? I can't remember. So could you do D? Oh yeah, there you go. Right now you'd have to manipulate that some, but oh wait a second, that is weird. Did that flip those upside down? What? Why would that happen? So the height right now is set to that, and then I'm saying change the text for this div to be the number in the array. Why does the graph jump, or why does it flip upside down? That's weird. Huh. I wonder if you can resolve this though just by doing like that. No. So why does that flip? That is weird, right? Like look, right? I mean, you comment that out, it's that way. You go like that, and now it's upside down. Why is that happening? That is weird. Hold on, let's think about that for a second. Why would that do that? Inline block. The height. I mean, text. I cannot, for the life of me, think of why that would. And why is that not? Oh, because this is just the default, right? In case you don't have this. That's so strange. I don't get this one. I'm just kind of wondering like why that would flip, right? Let's see what it's doing. Like, just out of curiosity, like let's see what if there's like a property that's changing on this.
I know it sounds silly, dear, but do it for me, please.
So height gets washed out because it's doing a new height based on data set, but what is changing this because of the text? So like if I do this again and comment that out, really? You're gonna go away? You're not gonna give me the... It still looks the same. So this has a height of 25 or whatever that's set, right? So that's what we're seeing. But then, so then when that's gone, and you look at it again, okay, all this looks the same. Nothing looks different. All this is the same. It's really interesting. I mean, the only thing that's different is that this now contains a tech or content, right? But why would that? So what if you need to add? Yeah, oh, I can't. I need to pass this one, so I'll have to do that on another one. But interesting. That's really. I would definitely have to play with that to see why that does that. That's really trippy, huh? Let's see. Is this gonna work? We pass. We pass. We pass. That was a strange one. That was strange. I can't even for the life of me think, right? I mean, it's there. It's just a simple thing. The height is set. You put text in there, and it. Why? Why? That doesn't. There's not even anything that makes me even lead me to think of like why that would happen. Hence why I keep saying why that would happen. I don't know. So, the last challenge created a bar chart, but there's a couple of formatting challenge or changes, right? We'd like to add space between each bar visually, separate them, which is done by adding a margin. Yep. Increase the height of the bars to better show the difference in values, which then by multiplying the value by a number to scale the height. Okay, so first add margin of 2 pixels to the bar class in the style tag. Margin, what do they want? What do they want it to be? Margin of 2 pixels. Okay, 2 pixels. We can do that for you. Nice, nice. Nice, nice. Ooh, you know what would be fun? So like you could do this, right? With bar chart stuff, but instead of this being like data, well, it still would be data, right? But what if you ingested, because I'm pretty, the audio API from the browser, like it'd be kind of fun if you could pull in the audio API of something, you know, or use the API to build like an equalizer EQ using this, right? So you would have to go look at how you do the audio API, right? And what you can pull from that. Obviously, I'm assuming. No, I hate to do this, but I have to call it a night. No, 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 you're good, Nicole. No worries. No, no worries. I thank you so much for coming and hanging out and just saying what's up, and always appreciate the conversation. Yeah, have a great night. You know, I'm not gonna go late tonight. I'm probably just gonna do maybe like another hour, maybe, or hour and a half, and that's it. I'm going 11 o'clock max tonight. 11 o'clock max. But no, thank you so much. I hope you have a great evening. I hope you have a great day tomorrow. Um, you know, I'll probably be back on tomorrow too. We'll see. It might be a later one though. But yeah, probably pop on. Got a bunch of junk I gotta do for the weekend for house moving stuff and trying to get all that squared away. But keep being awesome, Nicole. And hope to talk to you again soon. I'll catch you on Twitter. Okay, so what are we doing on this bad boy? So we added margins, right? Because we want to, doggone it. Have a good night. Right? Nama awa. We're good to go. Well, agua fresca. No. You too. Hope you find motivation tomorrow. Yeah, right? It's a Friday. Fridays typically are a little bit like more laid back and chilling, right? Or chilling and chilling. Or chill, right? Yes, awesome. Hopefully Nicole will see you tomorrow too, right? And then buddy, you're so silly. That'd be awesome. Oh, and then yeah, I need to get out some, I need to send you out some stickers. I gotta collectively get all the, I have like a list of the people and addresses that I've sent them out. Like I have it listed like I've sent them but they've not received them, or I've sent them and they've received them. And then I need one on there now that says like, okay, well I can go through now and know that all the ones that are there only received the old ones. And so yeah, we'll have to get out new ones. A resend. All right, is that all I had to do? Was just the margin? Oh, note, multiplying each data point by the same constant only alters the scale. It's like zooming in and doesn't change the meaning of the underlying data. Okay. Oh, they're doing right now. Um, Where is they want? What do they want us to, what this doesn't say. Oh, first add a margin, right? Okay, sorry. And then next change the callback function in the style method so it returns a value 10 times the original um, can you do this? Would this work? No. Method so it returns a value 10 times. So I guess you, well, and this would actually be a good, this would be a good space to do, to leverage this, right? Using our string templating, because then we can, right, we can just do a little bit of this magic here, right? And then you can just marry that right up. You don't have to worry about it. And then, right, 10 times. Would that be right now? Yeah, there we go. Word, isn't that so much better? So much better. Mucho grande. All right. Doing some squatting to keep the flow of blood to my ankles. Gotta keep the, otherwise, I won't have no kneecaps left, and I need my kneecaps. I just bust them, I don't bust my own. Oi, I can like feel the like, I can feel my feet swelling as we speak. It's all good, Keep drinking water, it's important, as Nicole said. All right, cool. So we got that going, right? So now we got bar charts. I wonder if this still would mess up. Append the div, and then what if you do this again? I'm just curious. Is it still going to jack this up by saying if you do D, because this will return back, right? Weird as crap. Why does it flip the bar charts when you do text like that? Why? Oh, why does that make that go that way? Very strange. Very strange. I do not get it. But that's not what they asked for, so too bad, so sad. This is what they asked for, and we are a go. We are a PASS or a PS, right? A pass. SVG stands for awesomeness. No, stands for scalable vector graphics, right? So that as you make them big or small, it doesn't lose its resolution and quality. It stays crisp and clear. That's the benefit of SVG, right? So here, scalable means that if you zoom in or out on an object, it would not appear pixelated yet. It scales with the display system, whether it's on a small mobile screen or a large TV monitor. SVG used to make common geometric shapes since D3 maps data into a visual representation. It uses SVG to create the shapes for visualization. SVG shapes for a web page must go within an HTML SVG tag. So CSS can be scalable when styles use relative units, such as what is that, virtual height or something, and virtual width. What does that stand for? Or is that like vector height? Whatever. But uses SVG and more flexible, whatever. Okay, so add an SVG node.
Even 10 minutes is a long time to be away from.
Wait, hold on. Add an SVG node to the body using append. Why do they have it all the way over there? Isn't that weird? What's up with that, yo? I don't like it. So they want us to do our dot add an SVG node to the body using append SVG, right? All right, well that was good. Give it a width attribute of what? set to the provided W constant and a height attribute set to the provided H constant. Oh, okay, so they don't want you to set that here. Is that what they're saying, right? They have these already here, right? So they're saying they want to append that, and then what, style? Not style, but style. Is that what they're asking for? I do not know. I do not know. I think so. So attribute or style method for each attribute. So using the attribute or style methods for each. So you'll see in the output, because there is a background color of pink applied to it in the style tag. Right, I do see that. But then it's not getting the height and width that it wants, right? So style, can you do two? When using attribute, width and height attributes do not have units. This is the building block of scaling. The element will always have 5:1 width to height ratio no matter what the zoom level is. Okay, so how do you, I'm trying to remember. So they said you can also use the attribute. What is it again? I don't remember. What is the attribute? How do you do the attribute one again? So you're looking for the, do you just literally do, can you, no, it can't be just, do you just keep doing attributes? Like you say, height, what was it? Height was, oh, height is this, right? Is H, right? And so then I was like, do you do, I guess this is what you do, right? You say dot ATT, actually I could have done like this, right? And leveraged our little awesome, and so width is supposed to be, oh, how about a W, right? 500, right? Hey, word up, there we go, rock and roll, right? So we got our little SVG going. We're giving a little height and width and doing a background color of pink. Very nice, very nice. SVG, D3 select body, append SVG. All right, cool. All right, so I think we should be good on that one. We should pass. We're a good to go. We're a go. Go, go, go. Okay. So display shapes. Okay, so the last challenge created an SVG element with a given width and height, which was visible because it had a background color applied to it in the style tag. The code made space for the given width and height. The next step is to create a shape to put in the SVG area, right? So there are a number of supported SVG or shapes in SVG, such as rectangle and circles. There are used to display data, for example, a rectangle. SVG shape could create a bar in a bar chart. When you place a shape into the SVG area, you can specify where it goes with X and Y coordinates, okay? The origin point of 0, 0 is the upper left corner, right? Always. Positive values for X push the shape to the right, and X to the, what? Yeah, okay. Yep, everything is like in this top left corner right here, right? Like if you're thinking about it. That's 0, 0, so then when you say make it, you know, 100 Y, it'll go down, and then you say 200 X, it'll go over, you know, like that, you know? Yeah, so, So to place a shape in the middle of the 500 challenge, coordinate would be to, yeah, okay. Cool, so add a rectangle shape to the SVG using append. Okay, we haven't used this rect thing yet, so I'm assuming it's just like that. Is that right? So append, and then give it a attribute of height, and we're going to do that set to what, the H again. Add a rect shape to the SVG using append and give it a width attribute of 25. Oh, actually no, they want a right. It says width, right? Is that right? Width attribute of 25 and a height attribute of 100. Okay, and the height, right? All right, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere, yo. Also give the rect X and Y attributes set to 0. Okay, so let's do, it says X and Y. X and Y set to 0, right? Okay. That should be right, right? So it's just saying put it in the top corner, and I wonder when you say select here, because this is selecting the body, if you were to do this, right here, this is affecting, because, right, so right now you're selecting the body, right, and then you append an SVG, and then you do the attributes, and it's based on this appended, right? But if you do attributes here, is that associated to the body tag? No, that did not work, and I definitely don't think it's this. Yeah, no. Right, because I was like, couldn't that be? Because then even, well, normally you would do, right, you'd have like, and then, so that, yeah, that is not affecting that one. I just thought that might just maybe, but no, it's not. It does not do that. So we should get our pass there, 38% in the house. So create a bar for each data point in the set. Okay, we know how to do that, right? We do that with the whole data for each one in the set. What do they want it to be? Data is, so let's see. Use the data enter and append methods to create and append a rect for each. So data, and then data set, right? And then we want to append, right? Or does enter go first? I mean, they're saying to do it like that. Use the data, enter, and append. But do you say, I'm trying to remember, do you do, I thought you did append rect, right? And then enter. Is that right? That doesn't seem right. Okay, hold on. Method to create and append a rect for each item in the data set. The bars should display all on top of each other. This will be fixed in the next challenge. Okay, so that is not right. That does not work. It said to do, there it goes, enter and append. So data set, then enter, then append. So what is that? I'm trying to think. Data set, enter. I forgot what the definition of enter does, but okay. So it says we'll fix that in the next challenge. So what are we fixing? Dynamically set the coordinates each bar. Okay, so the last challenge created and appended a rectangle to the SVG element for each point in dataset to represent a bar. Unfortunately, they were all stacked on top of each other. The placement of a rectangle is handled by X and Y coordinates. They tell D3 where to start drawing the shape in the SVG area. The last challenge set them each to 0, so every bar was placed in the upper left corner. For a bar chart, all the bars should sit on the same vertical level, which means the Y value stays 0, stays the same as 0 for all bars. The X value, however, needs to change as you add dynamic bars, or add new bars, right? Remember that larger X values push items farther to the right. So as you go through the array elements in the dataset, the X value should increase. So the attribute method in D3 accepts a callback function to dynamically set the attribute. Okay, that's what we were thinking. All right, so I know what they want us to do. What is it? It's important to note that you do not need to write a for loop or use a for each to iterate over items. Right, that's what the data thing does for you automatically, right? So they just want us to change X attribute, callback function, so it returns the index times 30. We'll change the X attribute callback, which is this one, and it says so that it so each bar has change the callback function so it returns the index that can't be right. And do they actually, do you have to like, yeah, you do. Okay. Right, that's what they said, right? Attribute callback function so it returns the index, which is this, right? The I times 30, right? Is that not right? Each bar has a width of 25, so increasing each X value by 30 adds some space between the bars. Any value greater than 25 would work in this example. Okay. That was it. The first rec should have an X value of 0, the second one 30, then so that's what it is, right? I 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, but then when you do it times 30, you get the 0 like that, right? And so that then is getting returned, and then that's applying that to the rectangles X property. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Okay, nice. Nice and nice. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's see what happens here. We're gonna get through. Dynamically change the height of each bar. Fine, I will do it. Change the callback function for the height attribute to return the data value times 3. So change the callback function for the height attribute to return the data times 3. Is that what you're saying? All right, I think that works. And it's all upside down. But it did work. Invert SVG elements. This is the issue I was having. Why did it do that? So you may have noticed the bar chart looked like it's upside down or inverted. This is because of how SVG uses X and Y coordinates. Maybe this will explain why when we put text in there, it messed it up. In SVG, the origin point for the coordinates is in the upper left corner. An X coordinate of 0 places a shape on the left edge of the SVG area, and Y coordinate of places at top edge, right? So higher X values push rectangle to the right, and higher Y pushes it down, right? So to make the bars right side up, you need to change the way Y coordinates calculated. It needs to account for both the height of the bar and the total height of the SVG area, okay? I hate math, so bad at this. The height of it, and this is simple math, but as Nicole, she left, but as dyscalculia is a math condition like dyslexia. I found out the other day, and I believe I have it. I fit most of the markers, well, pretty much all of them. Not making excuses, just saying. I've just always been mad at math, and I think they're trying to say, well, this is what might be wrong with your brain's wired wacky. No, just different, right? So the height of the SVG area is 100, right? So this SVG area is 100. If you have a data point of 0 in the set, you would want the bar to start at the bottom of the SVG area, not the top. Yeah. So to do this, the Y coordinate needs a value of 100. Okay. If the data point value were 1, you would start with a Y coordinate of 100 to set the bar at the bottom. Then you need to account for the height of the bar of 1. So the final Y coordinate would be 99. So the Y coordinate that is Y equal height of SVG minus height of bar would place the bars right side up. Weird. Or what if I just put text in there and revert? Right, will this just fix it for me right here? Watch, let's see the magic of. Imagine it flipped it, that would be so cool. Because that did, remember earlier, that flipped it on the other screen, and we're like, what is the deal? Why is that working? That's just such a strange thing. Couldn't figure it out, but it obviously has to do something with the way it renders out these elements. So it says change the callback function for Y attribute to set the bars right side up. It says remember that the height of the bar is 3 times the data value D. So in general, the relationship is Y equals H minus M times D, where M is the constant that scales the data points. I'm really bad at this stuff. So would this just be that Y equals H? Well, what's M minus M? In general, the relationship is Y equals minus M would be the alright, so this is M minus D times I'm so bad at math. Is that what they want? No, that can't be right. Return Y equal, and they want us to do, yeah, remember that height, so change the callback so the height, that's not working, right? Change the callback function for the Y attribute to set the bars right side up. Oh, so it's said to do y would be equal to the height of SVG. Is it... Oh, wait a second. So how do you... Wait a second. How do you do... Oh, okay. So that is the height. But that is the height of SVG. And then the height of the bar, which is that, right? So what is that doing? Not doing anything. I hate these little challenges. So the first rect should have a y value of 64. So let's just see what's happening, right? We should be able to... So what's D? D is 12. So what about y equals h minus d is what? Y is not defined. Oh, wait a second. Why did I do that? Where am I reference? Oh, I was doing it here. There we go. And then this was actually, this should be times 3 like that, right? And then we get 64, 7, 34, 49. Yep, okay, there we go. So, see how crappy my math is? But we got to figure it out. We made it. We made it through. We made it. Coolario. We got some bar charting. Again, I think it would be cool to take this and eventually too we'll see how we can like, well no, that would actually, this would actually do this live, right? Because right now this data is, but I was like, what if you could take the audio API and make that the data set and then like make this like an equalizer? Like that'd be kind of cool. Could you do something like that? I think you could. That might be something kind of... Oh, 52% in the house. So change the color of an SVG element. Yeah, we know how to do that. Right? There they are. We want to do method, add an attribute method to set the fill of all the bars to the color navy. So background, or you could just say background, really. And they want navy. Is that changing? Why is that not changing? Maybe they do want it to be... Right, it says add attribute, right? Okay, so I am a little attribute action. Background color navy. Method set to fill of all the bars the color navy. So does that mean you shouldn't have to do that? You shouldn't have to do that. Yeah, I mean, this shouldn't have to... Well, do I have to call back this out to get that to do that? The bars should all have a fill color navy. Like, I'm not even getting... And is it background color like that? Or... No. Right, and that's what they want me to do, right? Background color? Or is it... Method to set the fill. Oh, so is there a fill? Oh, wow. I didn't even know that. I had no idea. There's a fill attribute? Why did I not know that? Okay, I guess I'm missing out on some CSS-ness. Sweetness, we got that now. That works. Awesome sauce. Alright, cool. We are on our way. Add labels to the D3 elements. This is what I was doing earlier that made it so wacky. Here, watch. Let's see if it'll still do it. So, when I did... I think it's so weird that it does it like... So when I did this, and oh no, and we did D, like that, and then, oh, now it's not even adding it. That's so weird. Okay, well, let's, oh, that's why, because I was outside of it. Just realized that this was, so let's do it here really quick. Or actually, can you undo? Yeah, let's cut that. Go here, go to the end, go like that, go like this, go like that. Still not doing it. Interesting. Okay, well, whatever. It's gotta be... Let's see what happens here. Been thinking of using D3 for a project. What are your thoughts? Usable? Yeah, I mean, we're just, well, first of all, welcome. I'm trying, it's, oh, my eyes are really, whatever. Does that say Snady? Snady C. Welcome to the channel. Appreciate you stopping by. Trying to get our code hustle on. Yeah, no, walking through D3 right now. About halfway through the course. Very simple. If you're familiar with like jQuery, although I haven't used jQuery in forever, this is very similar in the sense of like the way that they do their method chaining and stuff. And it kind of just reminded me of it a little bit, like D3 select, you know, body. You know, you can pick different DOM elements or whatever. So yeah, and then, but this is giving you some niceties when you do like this data right here. It like automatically is looping over the data sets, and then it creates this rect DOM element for every one of the data set elements that exist in it. So, you know, these recs don't exist on the page at all, and you just basically tell it, hey, just go out there and create a SVG, right? Append it to the body, and then here you're saying SVG select all rec. There's not any recs there, but what it does is it creates like almost like an empty container for it, and then you go through the data set, enter, and then it append direct, and then it just puts them all in there. And then now you take all the attributes and apply that to all of the new rectangle elements that you put on the page. So pretty straightforward, kind of, you know, Snady. It seems pretty simple so far to ingest it. Looking to get a little further, you know, into it and see what else you can do. We also looked at this real quick. Oh, here, I'll show you here. This is anime.js. This looks a little bit more like complex, and there's animation stuff going on. And I think D3 does animation stuff as well, but this is a little bit more, I guess. Well, we'll see. I don't know. I'm not even fully through this yet on this D3 side of this, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, no, it seems to be pretty ingestible at this point, but who knows how complex it might get. But you said you're let's see, what did you say? Thinking of using it for a project. What kind of project are you working on? Or yeah, what are you throwing together? Okay, so Oh, we're done, right? Oh no, wait. What are we missing? Add labels, right? Okay, so we're adding labels. Got you. Ah, cool. Mostly use Python, so nice. Has been comfortable until now, wanting to do something more interesting for my work. Nice. Nice. I've not done a lot of Python stuff, just a little bit here and there. And then I mainly do DevOps stuff at work. And so, I mean, although I am quote unquote a developer, been on a been on some projects the last like 2 years that are all been really all mainly all DevOps stuff, doing a lot of configuration file infrastructure as code, a lot of YAML, stuff like that, playbooks, for like Ansible and whatnot, visualizing word relationships in text, etc. Visualizing word relationships in text. That'd be okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I just decided, I was like, I just wanted to do something different. I'm like, let me just come on here and check out like what's going on. So the first thing I just did is I was like, JavaScript, animation libraries, and then I found a top 10 for 2020. And then anime was one, but then I was like, I think there's like a thing with D3 over at Free Code Camp. So I was like, you know what, let me go walk through that, and then let's see what that drives us down, what road, and I knew that Free Code Camp would kind of ease us in and get us started pretty easily. So I was like, I'm gonna go with that, and then we'll see where it goes, because there's some, you can get into like some crazy stuff, right? What was the other library I looked at? Not D3, but gosh gone it. But it was a much more all like three-dimensional type. Why can't I think of the name right now? Let's just do this again. JavaScript animation libraries. What was the name? Why can't I think of it? 3JS. So like 3JS is really big, like it's all like 3D animation and stuff, so it gets pretty heavy. I'm like, that's probably a little bit too much of a deep dive right now. Let's get a little comfortable with just some data visualization stuff, and then we'll see about maybe going down that road. But yeah, they were just learning, kind of like, and it keeps me up with, like, I love web development, and I love all like the web technologies, and then I just haven't really been doing as much of that side of it lately, and so I just kind of been, I'm like, yeah, this is a great opportunity to like go out here and but we've been building all kinds of stuff. Like I built the other day, we integrated a Twitch bot with Twilio's API so that you could actually send like text messages to my personal cell phone from the chat here by doing exclamation SMS. It's not turned on right now, so yeah, I've been just kind of jumping around doing different things. Last night started going down the road of trying to do Amplify AWS application deployment. Did some web dev, but not my strongest area. Yeah, I just think it's cool. I love web stuff, and so I constantly keep coming back to it to just kind of stay up with it and stay fresh with it. And I really enjoy JavaScript a lot, and so hate me if you will. I know there's a lot of JS haters out there, but I love all languages. I don't diss on any of them. Python is really badass, especially for like data stuff, right? Man, and I watched this documentary once where they were talking about how they used Python to they were doing it to make, like, they were doing algorithms with it to like buy and sell stocks, and it was like because of its performance and stuff, and the way that Python handled the data and stuff, like they were getting this edge of like microseconds, like over other like similar type of tools. And it was all based on the fact that it was just Python's like strength of being able to process data really well and stuff. And nobody could figure out how were they doing this? You know, this one agency had really got an algorithm that was really producing good results, and so everybody was like, how are they getting them before? Anyway, so it was really cool. It was pretty interesting. I don't know, that's like watched that years ago, but yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, I just mainly, so yeah, I think let's see, what is this, what else do we have to do here? This is so the code and editor already binds data to each new text element. Okay. So first append text nodes to the SVG, right? They're talking about here, right? Append text nodes, but what do they want us to, I did an internship after my second year at uni, which was web app dev using Groovy Grails. Wow, yeah, put me off software development engineering completely. That's unfortunate. Are you in the UK by chance? You said uni, that makes me think of. So, first append text nodes to the SVG. Spot on, right? Yeah. I lived in Cambridgeshire, in a village, market, or market town, right? Called St. Ives, not to be confused with the St. Ives down on the coast, the one that's about 20 minutes outside of Cambridge. Loved that town. Lived there for like 3 years. My wife, me, my three children, when they were little, and yeah, it was super cool. They went to British schools and everything. Was doing software development work there. In fact, we just was telling one of the other code hustlers earlier in the chat about. In fact, I just sent some stickers actually out to one of our other code hustlers here, Ethan Hill. In fact, let's see, right? Did I still have it up? Look, here we go. Let's see. Oh, there's Ethan with his Code Hustle stickers, and he's got them stuck on. Speaking, I sent him a Python sticker, and then people were like, send me a Python sticker. I'm like, I think that was my last one. We just got some new ones here too. We created this JavaScript one here. I can't really see it really well there, but yeah, we make stickers and I send them out to people for fun. You know, why not? How do you close this? Oh, there we go. Jeez, I couldn't see, that was so dark. But yeah, so, and he is in, where is he at in England? I'm trying to remember. I can't remember. But yeah, cool beans. Near Albans or something. I'm from Scotland, so don't know. Oh, gotcha, Scotland. Yeah, cool. Cool. Yeah, Scotland's a cool place too. I just couldn't live, too cold. I can't live, I don't want to live in the cold anymore, but man, just the UK in general just is really, especially coming from the US, I think it really gives you perspective. You know, you're like, holy shit, like the US is a baby. We're friggin' babies. Like barely 300 years old, you know what I mean? The town I lived in when we were there celebrated its 900th birthday. I'm like, the town we live in is like 3 times the age of the entire United States. Just, you know, just kind of crazy because when you live here, I think you're just kind of, or when you live in the United States, you're kind of, you know, you're kind of disconnected, you know, and there's a lot of people that stay disconnected, you know. So we go to New York City for the nice. I grew up in New York, on Long Island, you know, out there, you know, where all the people, they chill out, you know, they go out to the Hamptons, you know, do the beaches. America felt so American, didn't it? Yes, right? We're very American here. sometimes, you know, it's good to be proud, but geez Louise, sometimes not in a respectful way. But yeah, I mean, I loved being in England. That was one of the definitely highlight experiences of my career. Not only professionally, like actual, because in fact I was telling Nicole earlier how like when she asked like when did you actually kind of think or feel that you were a nerd for the first time, like when you realized that you were kind of, and I was like, well, my wife tells me I was always one because of, she's like, tell me some stories about when you were little, and I'm like, and then she's like, yeah, what'd you say about not being a nerd? Yeah, keep telling me you're not. And so I was like, okay, whatever. But Nicole in the chat earlier was like, well, when did you really feel like it for the first time, like, you know, and not like, and it just like feeling like I guess a techie person or whatever, but we were using the word nerd, you know, and that's not a negative thing. Nerds are awesome. But I was like, I think it was like when I moved to England for this job, right? And I had been doing like some stuff before, but I was like, that's the first time when I really kind of like really fell in love a lot with like actual like development and coding and back end stuff. I started getting introduced to like databases and stuff because before I'd only done front end. Um, and West Point, huh? Yeah, it's upstate, right? Cold. Um, but yeah, so um, I'm like I totally lost track of my. Anyway, God, I hate when it happens, right? Boom, attention deficit. What? No labels, but I did. I did. I did lose my attention. It was defeat. Anyway, you'll find out. I'm a little silly. I don't. I say silly things on stream, you know. That's should be right. Come on. Love programming still. Just prefer to work more in data science and yeah, right. That it is fun. Before this project, I definitely did a lot of R&D on like products, which was kind of cool. You know, like I would go through and be like, oh, like I'm trying to think of an example, like I'm not a C# person or anything like that, or don't even really work with Microsoft stuff. But it's like, oh, let me go look at what Blazor is and how that is, and then go through like their get starteds and stuff, and then come back and then you know give feedback to like who I work for and stuff, and um, tell them like, oh, this would be really good if you were trying to do this, and you know, so yeah, that part of it's fun. I get to mess around with a lot of different like tech and frameworks and libraries and stuff on the web side of things, and then again, like the last 2 years or so, I've been doing really mainly more all DevOps stuff, so which is also really cool shit. And you're doing a lot of code anyway, because everything's like infrastructure is code, and you know, pipelines are all code driven when you're doing CI/CD and stuff like that. So ready to be a good pro. Yeah, I think you gotta you know, it definitely makes it a lot better if you're really into it and passionate about it. Like I'm all in on it. I love it. Like I love the swag. I got like I just happen to not be wearing one tonight, but I usually have different like shirts on from different. I just love, you know, just love it. Go be a DVLPR. He's got some cool brand, dvlpr.io. Old Travis Werblow out in Colorado. He runs that brand, developer.io, and cool stuff. But yeah, so what am I doing now? I don't even know what I'm doing here. What am I doing? The code in the editor already binds data to each new text element. Fine, thanks. So where's the text? So this is the text here. Select all text, all right, and then add attributes for first append text nodes to the SVG. Text nodes to the SVG? I feel like I'm confused. What do they mean by append? And when they say text nodes, what do they mean by Because it says first append text nodes to the S. What text node do they want me to use? Paragraph, H1. What type of... That's what I'm kind of, unless I'm understanding or not understanding that properly, like what they're actually asking for. First append text nodes to this SVG. I don't get it. And is this not it here? And then next add attributes for the X and Y coordinates. I don't think this is right so far, but we'll see. For the X and Y coordinates, X, right? And then what do they want it to? X and Y, they should be calculated the same way as the rect. So they're saying that it should be the same as this, right? At least that's what it sounded like they said. I don't like their double quotes, doggone it. Is it just like adding text? Right, that's what I was wondering. When they say text node, are they just literally really meaning literal text? I guess. I guess we'll see what happens here. First append text nodes to the SVG, next add attributes for... I know that this, like this, when you do this, this should be these values here in the array. That's what this data D right there should be. So let's see. What am I missing so far? I'm gonna finish out what else they're asking for and then find out why it's broken. They should be calculated. I did that, except the Y value for the text should make the label sit 3 units higher than the bar. Finally use the D3. Okay, hold on one sec. I gotta, 1 second, I'll be right back. Still there? I hate the word node. Could mean so many different things. Right? You know what? It is funny. They use it in everywhere, right? They talk about network nodes. They talk about I'm trying to text nodes, obviously, right? We're talking here. You see it used a lot, and it can be a little confusing. I kind of agree with you on that. It's an 80C. Am I? Let me see. Am I? I don't know if I don't think I've ever. How do you see? Oh, weird. Okay. So, but yeah, we'll see what it does. I know, like I said earlier, this actually, when we were playing around with this, that outputted the data, which is, I think, what they want us to show, right? So first do that, and then they should be calculate. I did that already. This is the part, right? Text should make the label accept the Y value. for the text should make the label sit 3 units higher than the bar. 3 units higher. So would it be above, not below, you said? Above, not below. Are they meaning, though, because this is height minus 3 times D, so do they want this to be plus 3? For the label to sit higher than the bar, decide if Y value for the text should be 3 greater or 3 less than Y. Oh man, I'm so bad at math. It's Nady, like horrible, like elementary level. I just really suck at it so badly that it just never clicks for me. I think it's just H. So you think that just, yeah, right, just remove. Although I'm not getting any labels, so build error, open browser console to learn more. What's broken? What do you not like? Maybe. Yeah, well, it was worth a shot, right? Right. You think it's just H? Is it like? I don't think this is working either. Let's see if we just. What if we just put in, like, just text in general? Nothing's showing up over here. So something's missing. Oh, is it not a pen? Oh, maybe they literally have. Sometimes no, that wouldn't. It can't be like this, right? That makes no sense. For the label to sit. Now they're saying label. Is it possible that they actually literally want? No, that's for an input. I mean, right? Yeah, for form elements. Why can't I think of what is? Could we just say like something? I mean, I just don't know, and I don't see anything, so I don't get what it's doing. What am I missing? So they do data, dataset, enter, and then append, right? So this says first append text nodes to SVG, and I don't get that part. What do they mean, text nodes? First append text nodes. What the fuck does that mean? Text nodes. Right, Snady? What are they talking about? Think you need the times D. Okay. You probably. We'll put it back in there. But I still think it's not. It's still not gonna. It's still not doing what we want. No idea. Yeah, me neither. It's okay. That's part of the fun, right? Not really. No, but this is part of the reality of. Like, so the first text element should have a label of 12 and a. It almost sounds like there is a like literally a. I'm like, unless they first text element should be. I am so confused. I'm like, this might have to cheat on this one and look at what they mean. I don't know what they mean. I mean, this says use the text method to set the label equal to the data point value. But that's what I'm saying. Like, what is. So they're almost saying use the. Right? Like I said, they said, like, use the text. Type error. Cannot read property attribute if undefined. Oh, wait a second. Now, this is also select all. It's saying select all text. What is that? What is? You're so silly. You barking at? You barking at, puppy? So what about h minus 3? Oh, buddy, shh, stop. No need to be barking. You know who it is. Apologies. Is that blowing your eardrums out over there? So what about h? What's the order of operations in JavaScript again? Top to bottom, yeah. But I don't see, because I mean, if I'm doing it like they are usually pretty literal, right? About so the code editor already binds the data to each new text element. This is saying select all text. I'm like, what does that mean? Unless they're referring, no. And then, so for the label to sit, again, I'm so not catching something here. This should have a label of, I really, good dog, right? And you said you thought it would be h minus 3 times d minus 3. So you think it's h minus 3 times d minus 3 here. I don't, and then this is the part that I'm just not, I don't get this. Again, this is what we did earlier. In the earlier thing, if I did that, that outputted the text. It doesn't like the attribute for some, yeah, I see that, right? Like I'm getting a bill there. I mean, or well, no, is it, which one is, hold on, what is giving the error here? Oh, that's even erroring out. Yeah, it must not like that fact that you're doing. Text, it doesn't like, what do you mean? I'm not sure what. That still says build error. Is it because of this? I don't even know. H. I don't even remember what that said. What was it? H. I still think that this is, I'm just going back to, I don't know what. Buddy, stop! Oh my goodness, the dog is barking at nothing. Yeah, he's also barking. I don't know what he's barking at. You're good, Papa. You're good. No worries. Nobody's here other than the people that are supposed to be here. Don't need to bark. Don't need to go crazy. Thank you for protecting me. I just don't understand this. I'm gonna cheat here. Get help. Get a hint. Sure, why not? Let's get a hint. Because I don't got a clue. I do not understand what that's asking. Maybe once we see it once, then we'll just understand and we won't have to worry about it. Add labels, suggested topics. Where is this? Normally doesn't do this. What is this doing? This is the stub. Buddy, please, come on, stop. Buddy, knock it off. on. Use media query to change. No, where is the answer? Oh, do I have to click this? Okay. I think text is needed before attribute. Yeah, I did that too. It still didn't work. Where is there? That doesn't help me. What is this? What did this do? That did not do what I wanted. What the hell? What is going on here? Where did it jump to? This is where we were just at. Right? And yeah, I mean, here is where I was thinking, right? This should be text. But, and then earlier, I swear, when you did this, that outputted the values. What if I just take this off for right now? Can I get anything to show up? This will just not show up. Buddy, stop. A placeholder text, right? Like, I don't get it. Like, it's not showing up. Nothing's showing up over there. I don't get why it won't show up. You're supposed to be able to do this. And I don't... I just don't get it. Yeah, right. The thing that's weird is normally when you do the get help, I get create a help post on the forum if you haven't already tried. No, come on, where is the stupid thing? Normally when you do like this, there'll be a this is a weird one. Normally it shows you like this went right back to the same thing. Guide, add labels to. Yeah, for some reason like this just jumps back to the tutorial. That doesn't make sense. I need it to be you suck. There you go. The forum usually is where I think you see it. Here, tell us what's happening. I'm trying to set 3 units higher than the bar for text and I'm doing this wrong. How about returning data point value line? Is there an answer or just there's the solution, right? But let's see what else he's got, because I'm enter append text. I mean, isn't that what we did? It's an 80C, right? What is up with this thing? Look at that, append. Does it literally have to be, oh, let's see, which one am I on now? I always forget. I guess it's this one. But I mean, append text, okay, so that should have at least showed something, should it not have? Alright, well, what else did they say? Let's close that one. That was somebody asking. So, right, they do append text, and then this is, oh, see, there is the D thing right there, right? So that's what I was doing as well. But let's do it right after this, right? Again, still strange to me because I'm still not really seeing anything on the screen. Oh, there's something right there, looks like. At the bottom of the text right there, off the screen. let's see. And so then the answer is, well, I gotta put this back in there because I took those out, right? And they did that between them, right? So in here, and then the answer they're saying is this, which is what you wrote, actually, wasn't it? That's what you said. 8h minus 3 times d minus 3. That's exactly what you gave me earlier, Snady. See, wasn't it? H minus 3 times d minus 3. Yeah, that's what you did. So then, hey man, just woke up from 6 hours sleep. How's it going? I wrote a lot of things. You did write a lot of things. So they're saying here, this should be that. There it is. There they showed up. They're on the top now. That was painful. I take no responsibility for faulty suggestions. No, your suggestion was right. That's how it was. You wrote that up here in the top right there, h minus 3 times d minus 3. So you actually gave me that answer. That was right. I guess this is what we were missing. Append text to that. This is literally now, I think what this is doing is, remember how I said like it creates elements if they don't exist? I think this is literally creating, like, let's go look. Ah, Snady C, thanks for the follow. Am I saying your name right? Snady, is that right? Or your handle, whatever. It might not be a real name, but thank you for the follow. Truly appreciate it. Awesomeness. Didn't really fit with how they described it though. Right? That's kind of just weird. I want to see if we're going to see an HTML element called text. Because you can create right now. Yep, see, that's exactly what it is. This literally, right here, created, because this said, if you do like rect, right, that, right, and it doesn't exist, which it doesn't, because in the HTML on the page, there is actually not any rect element there. So what it says is when you do this, it creates like an empty container of it, and then when you iterate over the data set and then enter and then do the append, it actually is then adding that rectangle into this kind of like containered area that it's, I guess, basically awaiting the elements to be created. So that's what this is doing, right? It's saying on the SVG, look and select all the text elements, but it says, oh, well, there's nothing there, but that's okay. Create a little like placeholder for it, iterate over this data, and then after you do that, then append basically the same thing that you're referencing, this like empty instantiated text node, as I guess they refer to it. Because like, look, I could this shouldn't matter. I should be able to be like, right? Shouldn't I be able to create anything? Or is text an actual real? I've never heard of that. I must be so out of touch with my HTML. I guess it's not. I guess text is really. Maybe it's something. Is that like a special? It doesn't look like it. It looks like that's something special. Metzenkopf. When life is going all the way left, that there is possible. How do you make it right? How are you doing? How have you been? So I guess it literally is a text node. Is that a real thing? HTML text node, DOM tree, yeah. I did not know that. HTML head, I like this better actually. What was this? What is a text node? Right, but I've never heard of a not good, to be honest. I'm sorry to hear that. I usually avoid both by feeling down. Right. I'm sorry. Well, it's kind of what life, right? I mean, it's challenging, no doubt about it, right? So much stuff going on in the world. I'm sorry to hear that you're not doing good though. That's never good to hear. I hope it changes for you soon, like right now. feel free to talk about it if you'd like, chat about it. Well, we can join in and bring some positivity. I have the CEO of a startup agree to hire me for minimum wage. It's either that or I have 39 days to find a job in software engineering, or I have to leave the US forever. It feels so shitty to have 3.7 GPA and work your ass off for 4 years just to work as the wage that someone with no degree thinks. Yeah, that. Have you? Well, I'm sure you're doing a ton of stuff to find. I tell you, the Twitterverse is like. I've seen a lot of people post out stuff like, looking for a job. This is my status, blah blah blah, and then, a lot of times I've seen that actually work out quite well for some folks. I don't know if that's something you have tried, but it could help. I guess it's so hard because of the whole foreign, right? Like basically they have to like sponsor a visa or something, right? I wish I knew more of and what do you yeah, I was gonna say, what are your strengths as far as code? I recently had, I don't know if they would, oh no, they probably won't. No, they wouldn't. You couldn't, everything would have to be private industry and stuff. Yeah, I know it's nothing special, but I still know for me, I busted my butt off and now I can't even find a junior job. Yeah, no, that does suck. It's hard. Like when you're in another country, right? It's just because there's all these other, so they're like, well, why am I going to hire you when I can just hire this citizen who I don't have to deal with their, deal with visas and all that kind of stuff. I wish I could give some advice, but I know nothing about the US system and I didn't go into industry. Yeah. And I really can't give you any great advice either, to be honest with you, other than I would definitely leverage social platforms. Again, I have seen, several people put out all kinds of stuff and have gotten some pretty positive feedback. So yeah, it might be worth a shot. Trying to think of like what would be the best way to do that too, like. But yeah, that's, oh crap, is it already 11? I need to get off of here. I just realized, I'm like, oh shit, I was supposed to be off at 10:30. If you were to take the min wage job just to stay in the country and after a whole Hop jobs. Yeah, right. But that's it's probably difficult, right? Because you're isn't I forget, right? But isn't it like if they're sponsoring your visa for you, then it wouldn't just be so easy to, and there could be stipulations with your contract with the company, right? That states they'll only continue to pay for your visa and all that base, and so then you got to get another company to be willing to sponsor your stuff. It's just a pain in the ass, I know. Like when we lived in England, right, for the 3 years, Snady, my wife, like we all had work visas. They even had my 4-year-old daughter had to have a work visa for England, which was weird. But like she was like, oh, let me get, I'm gonna help out or whatever. I'm gonna get some part-time work, whatever. And she was gonna go work at what was it? O2, I think, was the cellular network or something like that. And actually, it might have been Verizon too, or something. One of those. Went in, talked to the manager. They were like, "Oh, you're great. You're like she's really good customer service type person." And that's what she was just trying to do, like just be a floor salesperson, whatever, just to have something to do during the day and pick up a few extra bucks or whatever. And yeah, they were like, yeah, everybody really liked you. You're great. Your customer service experience is phenomenal. Your great attitude. I think you would be amazing. But they don't want to hire you because they don't want to have to deal with, the whole, even though the work visa was paid for already and the company didn't have to sponsor her or any of that stuff, they still didn't want to deal with it just because of and maybe there is some loyalty to your citizens too. You're like, well, I don't, why would I hire you over one of my own people, even though we're just all people. So I literally said, I'm willing to take $32K a year for 80,000 average. And they said they aren't sure. Yeah, they sound pretty shitty, like they're trying to get away with like, it's like cheap labor, that's like what they do to immigrants that come into the country and like work construction or work the fields and stuff. They just like, well, we know we can fuck you, so let's do it. It's really unfortunate thing that goes on everywhere, honestly, not just in the United States, but yeah, people always trying to rip people off to get work done, right? I want to make it despite them, just so I can rub it in their face later. Yeah, I wish I could think of other like avenues other than, again, I've seen some wild stuff. I mean, I saw one not that long ago. Was like, I have a criminal background, can't get hired, and sure enough, within like a week's time, the person was back on Twitter saying, I had several companies reach out to me and said they didn't give a crap that I had a felony background. I'd served my time and that and whatever. So, it can't hurt. Not guaranteeing anything, but I definitely think that you do get a lot of reach, on social platforms when it comes to that stuff. I'm sorry about my negativity. No, you're not negative. You're good. I didn't want to bring my story in here. Please continue with the stream, as I'm getting off right now anyway. It's too late. It's 11. I need to stop. I need to get ready and go do, so I can have be more motivated for my work tomorrow. Snady C, thank you. It really means a lot, even it comes from a stranger. Yeah, no, Metzenkoff too. Like, you're not bringing the stream down. Like, this is part of, what we're here for, right? Community, to build each other up, to help. In fact, right, Clarkio and them, they have an actual whole thing called Build Up Devs. It's all part of, you can tips using the link. Oh, yeah, don't do that. You can if you want to, but we just usually turn around and give it back to something else anyway. We actually gave donation to Free Code Camp. Oh, that's a $5 monthly thing, so. Yeah, so yeah, Metzikov, don't think about that. Don't worry about that's what we're all here for. Help each other out, build each other up. We it's hard, and then whatever we can do to try to help with certain things like that. I wish I could do something more to help you with the job situation, but um, it says your thing is not set up yet. How did Snady C donate? Oh, did Snady C just donate? I just donate good vibes. Yeah, no. Hey, you don't have to donate. Don't. There's. I think though it's like on the channel itself, like in the panels below. I think there's like a click to donate. I think it's set up like through Stream Elements or Streamlabs or whatever. But the only person who was Muhammad did a while back, and that was when we were doing. Yeah, he did $5, and we just happened to be on Free Code Camp, and it popped up at the same time, and it was like, would you like to donate $5? And I was like, hey, we just got $5. Let's pass it on. And then I like didn't. I did it so quick because it was. I didn't realize that it said like per month, which is fine. It's cool. It's actually a great platform, and happy to support it. And so all of a sudden, like a month later, I like get an email in my thing, and it's like, thank you for your $5 monthly donation. I was like, oh, okay, shit, that's a monthly thing. All right, fair enough. $5 is not too much. If it gets out of control, I can always stop it for a little while, and then But yeah, so yeah, definitely not. And I hope things turn around for you. Again, try some of those things. Maybe go on LinkedIn, go on whatever, blast your stuff out there. Say, hey, I'm looking for this. This is what I need. I just need somebody to give me a chance, or whatever. Sometimes fleeing with people is not a bad thing either. I mean, I don't know. There may be. You just never know who's listening. That it could just literally be. It could literally be that one individual that just happens to have exactly what you're looking for. It's weird how the universe works sometimes. How, but you got to take that action, right? You have to take that initiative and really like go out and do it. Otherwise, can't expect things to just fall in your lap, right? But I find that like when you really try to, but that's a hard one. No, I'm not trying to downplay the fact of trying to find a job, especially in your situation. It's tough. You can do a lot in 39 days. Yeah, Metzenkoff, and again, if anything comes up, or if I think of anything, or I can ask around. I mean, we work with a lot of different companies, but unfortunately, everybody that I do and deal with typically, they're like government contract companies and stuff like that, so they don't typically hire because of the fact that a lot of times you need a clearance or something to get a job, and not that people with it just becomes more of an issue if you're not from this country. Probably the smartest idea. I am trying to learn Django. Yeah. Yeah, but I will. But it doesn't mean I can't ask, because people do stuff all over. You just never know. So again, it could be just that one feeler that you put out, and then just takes one person to say, "Hey, reach out to me. I might have something for you." You know what I mean? And it's just that's how it happens. That's how it happens. So networking is such a critical part of those things, right? So all right, jeez Louise, I need to get off this thing. Well, I appreciate everybody stopping by. Snady C, appreciate the follow this evening. Awesome. But yeah, I'm gonna cut it, guys, folks. But I'll be back. I should be back on tomorrow. We're gonna do some more stuff. I kind of just got, I kind of just wanted to hang out tonight and do a little bit of something different. We just messed around with a little D3, but waiting for that sub button. Me too, Mitsukoff. We're gonna get there eventually. Affiliate, we're one away. We just need to get the 3 average viewers over the 30-day period to get the affiliate offer, or be able to qualify for it. So we'll see. Hopefully soon. I agree. But yeah. All right. Well, until next time, we will catch you on the flip side, as they say. And as always, what's your average? Oh, okay. Sorry. I was reading something else in the stream. But yeah, y'all continue to do it. Keep chatting it up. And again, I'll talk to you tomorrow. As always, keep up that code hustle. Have a great day. Have a great evening. Have a great morning. And we'll talk soon. Peace.